Hi, and welcome to the Worldwide Metaphysical Tribe interview station. Today, I am so excited to interview our keynote speaker for the Worldwide Metaphysical Tribe networking event on August 10th. This event is for professional metaphysicians and alternative practitioners to come together and fill up our cups so that we can go back to our clients and our families and the world and begin all the healing again. You know, every so often we have to stop and check our burnout meter, and this is how you do it. You come to a group full of love and have a wonderful time and come up with new ways to do the work you do and be inspired by each other. And so on that note, I just want to say that how excited I am that we have Janet Berres as our keynote speaker. Now, to get in on this event, tickets are selling fast. We're down to the last few. But go to internalwilderness.com and look for the Worldwide Metaphysical Tribe tab and get in on it, because I really am excited for you to hear Janet speak. So I'm going to bring her on right now. And Janet, welcome to the tribe.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you for inviting me to participate. It's an honor.
Well, it's an honor for me. I'm a longtime fan of yours, and it's just going to be so exciting to meet you and to hear your story and to hear your keynote. I'd really, you've got such a deep and varied background. Would you like to and you can start wherever you'd like, just tell us a little bit about how you got started or what you've accomplished or what you like the most about what you do, but just grab it and tell us,
Sure.
something interesting about what your practice is.
Sure. Well, first of all, I believe I've been involved with all this stuff, not only in this life, but I'm sure in past lives also.
Me too.
Right, exactly. And, I started out trying to learn astrology in my 20s, and it was getting very popular, but I couldn't do all the math, and they didn't have the computers doing all the math. So I went to a deck of tarot cards and picked them up, and it was like a whole revelation to me. And I don't know, I just took that and ran. And since that time, I've studied, but I continued studying astrology because even though I couldn't set up the charts, I could interpret them. And so those have been my two loves, along with goddess things, pagan things. Any of us who have sat out under the night sky as kids and looked up, we just knew there was more going on than, our little lives here. And so I just, have always been interested. So I started reading tarot cards, not really thinking that this is something I could do. I have a moon square Saturn for you astrologers out there, so that doesn't give you a lot of confidence. But, people would come back to me and say, hey, remember what you told me? It happened. And I'd be as surprised as they were. And I think, great, And so eventually then I started thinking, well, maybe I can do this. Because being a good tarot reader also involves being a good listener, and I had always been a good listener. So I've been reading cards for over 40 years. Some of my clients I've had for almost that long, so it's like we've grown up together over the years, and it's been just a wonderful and very satisfying experience because, when we help others, we help ourselves. And it just, I've been in the pagan community, and I love that, and the women's group, and the pagan community in Chicago. I had a bookstore for a couple of years. I love that. So, if tomorrow was my last,
Well, I just wanted to jump in and say that, I feel like you're the godmother of all the conferences because you started the World Tarot Congress. And I don't think people really realize what an amazing event that was. So I'd just like you to talk about it a little bit because at the time, and give us the time frame of it, nothing like this was going on.
Exactly. Well, actually, astrologers had been having conferences for years, and I'd gone to many of them, and I used to think, well, why can't the tarot people do this? Of course, tarot and astrology, astrology is Uranian, tarot is Neptunian, and so, tarot people are more kind of woo-woo, spiritual, astrologers are more facts and degrees and, math. And so, but in my kitchen downstairs, I called a bunch of my friends. I said, I want to put on a conference, not even knowing how much work it was going to be or whatever. And this was in 1995, I believe.
Wow.
2 years that we had the first one in 1997, of which people came from, well, over the 3 conferences I had one in 97, 99, and then 2002. People came from like 42 states and 10 countries, and it really was, we may not have had more than 300-400 people at a time, but anybody who wrote tarot or was known for tarot was there. Mary Greer, Rachel Pollack, Robert Place, Lon Milo Duquette. It just really brought everybody together, and it was just wonderful.
I can imagine. I mean, that really set I think that was the stage setter or the table setter for all the other conferences that have popped up since then because, different modalities are finding their conference now. And the difference between them and this conference, the Worldwide Metaphysical Tribe, is that everybody can come to this conference because I feel like we have a lot to learn from each other. It's time for us to just learn from each other.
Right. The American Indians say every person has a book inside them, or every person has a story. And so, this is a wonderful event where we can share stories and meet each other and all that.
I really like the whole vibe. This will be our 6th year now, this August 10th, and I really love the vibe because it's so refreshing to not be segregated to just your modality. So, for example, sometimes somebody will come to me for a reading and they'll say, I just really have to know when to pull the trigger on this thing. And I'll say to them, you came to the wrong person because tarot is horrible at that. I think you should see an astrologer. And I happen to know 50 astrologers now that I've been doing this conference. And I would love it, if you would call one of them because you're going to get the answer you're looking for instead of I can fumble around and try it, but it's not the forte of tarot. And this is the thing, we can refer each other, we can help each other, we can work together on projects that we never thought of before. And that's the beauty of it. So I'd love if you could give us a tiny bit of insight into your keynote talk because, this is the glue that holds the conference together, and I'm just on tenterhooks waiting to hear.
Well, if everybody would visualize a bunch of wooden sticks, lying together, maybe the same shape, the same thickness, and if you picked each one up individually, you could break it easily in your hands or over your knee. But when you bind them all together, try and break them then. And so that's kind of what I see the purpose of this group as. We're bundles of sticks being put together, and we're becoming so strong that we're invincible.
Oh, so I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's just a tease of what's coming, but because I haven't figured out the rest yet, but it'll come.
You're like me. I like to be very extemporaneous.
Exactly. Right.
Well, what's great about this is you can come to the Worldwide Metaphysical Tribe Networking event on August 10th and meet Janet. She'll be there all day and all night and, talk to her, pick her brain, learn her stories. She's such a resource, and we've got her for one night. So please do go to Janet's website, which is janetberres.com, and Berres is spelled Berres. So janetberres.com for Janet, and go to internalwilderness.com and look for the drop-down menu for Worldwide Metaphysical Tribe. When you sign into our mailing list, and I only use this mailing list for this event, plus an occasional big blowout thing that one of the tribe members may be having. And so that's an extra maybe 2 emails a year. So don't be afraid to put your name on there and think you're going to get your list sold or rented or whatever. That won't happen. It stays with me. As soon as you fill out that form, you're going to get a link to tickets. You're going to get more information. There is so much going on that you just won't be able to take it all in at first. We have free readings. We have free, all the vendors give us something for a free raffle. We have, of course, curated vendors, and by that I mean they're there to serve professionals with their service or their item for sale. So, it's not just your usual sort of expo, but it's curated to just address us. And I have lots of other exciting things. I have a pitch table where you can go up and pitch your class or your workshop to venue owners. So that's kind of fun because, everybody's always looking for a new place to teach, and venues are always looking for new blood. So I think it's going to be really exciting. I think I can't even tell you all the things that we have going on, but I am more than excited, over the moon, that Janet will be with us. Janet, thank you so much for saying yes.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for your time, because I think once people realize just who you are, they might remember that they have to be there. They just have to be there. So thanks again.
I'm so looking forward to it. Yes.
Me too. Well, I can't wait to meet you. I hope I see you all on August 10th. And if you need to get in touch with me, just go to internalwilderness.com. Thanks so much.